Happiest Monday.
You look like somebody's worst nightmare of a soccer mom right now.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Comic-Cons go hard, all right? Y'all know we're about to get into it again. I'm tired. Y'all talk about something.
You get like a week vacation from it and then back to it.
Back at it again with the white vans. Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
What a time, right? What a time.
That was crazy.
That whole
We're
thing
about to
was.
reach, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
The damn Daniels.
Fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, damn Daniels. Fun fact. I was in a hospital bed recovering from a spinal cord injury when that happened. And I literally was like, what do I need to do to get on Ellen?
Right?
Like,
No. Can we hold on? Damn this damn.
I
Damn
don't know.
Elgato. Was gonna say, actually, speaking of that, did you guys see
Elgato.
the sad
Damn
news that Ellen put out the
Elgato.
other day?
What'd you say?
Did you guys see the news about Ellen? One of the people that went on there with I want to say they needed a lung or a kidney or something like that, and they ended up getting it. The young child got it, went on the show, got some love, stuff like that. Ended up getting cancer and died the other day.
Like me over here trying to fix my camera while he's talking about this kid having kid. Like,
Yeah.
I'm so
But
sorry.
also, what?
Wait, say that whole thing one more time, please.
So Ellen did a post the other day. She doesn't post really anything because
No, she's canceled.
Well, that and also she left the country and all stuff, everything. Anyways, minus, yes, canceled, all that stuff, everything. She had brought up that a child that had come onto her episode years and years ago needed a lung, kidney, something like that. Got it, and was fine. And they brought him on the show and was showing love and stuff like that. Anyways, ended up getting cancer afterwards.
From the lung?
No, from something else, some other disease of some sort. And the kid died the other day, 20 years old, I think it was. But it was mom's only child and stuff like that. God, it's
curious how, like, I hear you, and I do find that really sad. What does Ellen have to do with it beyond her good deed? Why is Ellen's name being brought up in that scenario?
Which she's the one that reported the death of the kid.
Oh, Ellen did. So she was the one
Yeah, I
who was
mean,
like,
it came
"Hey,
out
you guys
later,
don't-"
but Ellen's the one that put the video out.
I see. I didn't know if it was just like people were like, "Oh, this kid who was on Ellen died," and like brought her into a situation. She was being.
She was like, "Why are we bringing her up?"
Why is that? Well, because
she was showing love to the kid and the family and stuff like that and everything. So that's all.
I missed that part of it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I thought it was like
he wasn't really well reported into there as well. So sorry.
Right. No, you're good. I always found just the situation of Ellen and her gift giving, because I know Jordan was like, "Oh, I had a spinal injury. How do I get an Ellen? How do I get, all this treatment and stuff?" I always thought it, because even going back to like the damn Daniel, the whole point of the video was the friend showing damn Daniel with his new kicks. Like Daniel was the star of the video, but like when they got onto the show, they brought on the friend and Daniel. Daniel got a surfboard. His friend got a lifetime supply of sneakers.
I thought it was the other way around.
No,
I thought the friend. Because the friend was the one who said something. It was like the kid was literally just in the video with the shoes on, but then like his friend was a part of it too, and they were like, "What about him?"
Yeah,
not even like that kid video.
And a lifetime supply of and I think it was.
Jordan, it reminded me of this one video. This guy was interviewing this girl.
What?
You got a hot tour on it?
Oh, but shit, bruh. That girl done been canceled 3 times, and she's going to jail. Her money.
She's going to jail for a little bit.
She still got hurt. She tried to come in and talk recently, I think, with all of the stuff. I want to say it was around Charlie Kirk. And I was like, girl, get off my timeline. I don't care what you got to say.
That's like Bobby coming up on my stuff now. Like, I get why she's coming up on my stuff, but like in the
Bobby Altov, the other girl, the other white girl who got famous for doing nothing.
She literally does these podcast interviews with celebrities. So Jasmine, this is your favorite thing. Her husband was rich, doctor, all that stuff, everything was, well worth it. He earned his money. The wife, though, wanted to do more. So he gave her money to do a podcast. She just happened to interview her next door neighbor who was like some billionaire CEO. And then the next person she interviewed was like, who was it? Was it
I think it was Drake. I think
no, Drake wasn't the second one. Drake was a little bit later because she had done a couple of the guys beforehand.
Is this that was like really
super
pan
monotone.
face.
Yeah. Now
Okay,
she's
I know who you're
divorced
talking
and
about.
dating all sorts of people. But anyways, yeah. So like I get that's always the funny thing of what we do or things like that. Like we could interview somebody and it goes viral as hell, and that person is the one that gets the virality of it, and we're sitting here going, "It's my
Hi.
mine."
The
Hi, I'm
dude
here
who,
too.
the
Mine.
dude who, here's the thing: the dude who interviewed Hawk to a Girl was not interviewing her; he was interviewing her friend. She just
became
jumped
famous for
in
being
and went,
rude.
Hawk to a spit on that thing. She just jumped in, and then like people were mad at him for being like, y'all realize that it's like my intellectual property that's getting like used right now. Like I gave her a platform,
Where's
and
my money back? Yeah.
because what it was I think there's like speculation that some of this wasn't exactly right, but I want to say when she got big enough that a team was built around her, the team started going after him for like rights to like the video and all that stuff,
Wow.
and he was just like, bitch, this is my stuff, like what are we doing?
Who the fuck are you? Jesus, I made you. I can destroy you. That's insane.
She destroyed herself though.
No,
I did
definitely
find
was-
it. Yeah, she just randomly decided to speak, and I was just like,
who is that? She be walking on the street. I wouldn't.
I was like, hold on. It was like after months of staying out of the public eye, and she was talking about, like, she was making good points, but I was like, just get off my timeline though. I don't want to see you no more.
No, I have no idea who that is. That's insane. There's too much happening, y'all. It has been a week. That's always a week. What is happening? Like, I'm so tired in general. But just like, I feel like every single day there's so, like, even yesterday, so many things. This morning, already Adam was sending us 1,000 things.
Wasn't there, sad not to bring a downer on it, I think there was like a shooting at a church.
There were 3 mass shootings the other day in one day.
Mm-hmm.
God,
one after another.
bro.
They were one-upping each other.
I just
one in not your area, but like that area.
Jordan?
Yeah,
in North Carolina. I think it was.
Yeah, there was one in North Carolina. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh, and then South Carolina, at the very bottom of South Carolina.
Movies with my hood rat friends. I'm tired.
Well, we can talk about something a little lighter if you like. Bridgerton's back, baby.
I am excited for that.
As soon as I saw the poster, I was like, "Oh, Jazz."
Here's the thing. It's time for Benedict. It's time for Benedict.
Time for what?
Benedict.
I think there's a pill for that now. Is that like carrot commercial?
That is, that's that.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what you just said. However, this one is really cool because this one is a Cinderella story. This is Masquerade Ball. Benedict is the last Bridgerton adult male who is not married yet. He is the second coming, the second kid. He is supposed to be bisexual, Benedict, but what the fuck ever. It's fine. But he meets Sophie.
Fine.
He meets Sophie accidentally, but he doesn't know that it's Sophie. Sophie is a maid, even though she shouldn't be, but she's like a maid at a party, and she dons a mask. She goes to the masquerade, first time she's ever gone to a masquerade, and Benedict is shooketh. He's like, who is this beautiful Asian queen? She's stunning. She's in a white, and he's done. He's mystified. He's pussy whipped at that point. He's trying to find her. Where is this girl? Bring the carriage. Bring my boots. And he can't find her because bitch is a maid. He's like, whoa, get that penis out of here. I just want her. Like, it's crazy. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Speaking of that, though, we'll be seeing less of, if not any of, the Viscount, right?
No, because, he's on vacation. He's
he's taking a break.
Vacation from acting. Yeah, I think he might have already filmed a few things, which is really exciting. But that's really, it's just sad. The thing about the Bridgertons is that even throughout the books, all of them still show up. I mean, we lost. It's unfortunate that a lot of the male leads seem to get big in the industry because of Bridgerton, and then one by one. I mean, I will say with oh my god, I keep wanting to call him Fiyero, but yes, he is Fiyero, but his actual name, whatever, Jurassic Park Fiyero. With him, I understand.
Bailey?
Jonathan Bailey, thank you, Jonathan Bailey. He's been so popular within the industry. He's got movie after movie after movie, and that wasn't something that he ever really imagined for himself. And he's got a lot of anxiety, so I can understand him just needing to take a pause. That makes sense.
Bitch, give me some space.
Give me some space. Give me a second. Like, yes, I appreciate all the fame and the glory, but let me just take a step back. And I think that's a really smart decision for himself.
Yeah.
However, the other guy thought he was the shit and thought that he didn't need Bridgerton and he was gonna be the big baddie, and all he did was D&D, and then we haven't seen.
Oh, that's Renee. Is that really what happened?
Renee Jean Page or whatever.
Man, I really liked Renee Jean Page too. When I saw he was in Dungeons and Dragons, I was like, I want to see more from him, and he did. I liked him in that role too.
I want to pull up
but
the
it does
quote,
suck
but,
that
like,
it does suck that he like stepped back from Bridgerton. I didn't realize he stepped back from Bridgerton to like pursue bigger and better things.
Well, he thought that he had bigger and better things. I think the thing is he thought he was going to be Bond. And so there was a lot of rumors going around of him being Bond, and that would have conflicted. And then that never happened. So now a lot of the Bridgerton girlies are like, what happened, dude? What happened? All these bigger and better things, where are they?
Well, it could have happened, but because remember, the sale happened not long after that to Amazon.
I mean, maybe, but nothing was ever confirmed. Even before he left, nothing was confirmed. So there was no reason. And they've done multiple seasons. And mind you, second season, it's a quick little cameo. He wasn't going to have a big thing, but for Bridgerton to make you and for you to just kind of, you know, it just felt weird. It could
have been a conversation, though. There could have been like very similar to what we see with Marvel and the actors coming out now saying they had contracts for like 6 or 7 different things. But now, because of other them going, nope, we don't want to do it anymore. What am I supposed to do then?
Come on, Johnny. That's why I was trying to remember his name. Like, yeah, I mean, for him, that's still insane to me. I don't know if we got into it as much. I know I made my own video on it, but like, for him, it's like he signed a contract that included a theme park ride and a video game. What game? What theme park? And that is crazy because at that point, he signed something that gave him exclusivity. Like he couldn't even take other jobs. So I'm like, y'all aren't compensating him for this time that he's not working now. So like, what are we talking about? They race car driving out by Jasmine.
I was like, what is going on?
That's always okay. So
are they filming Fast 10?
They are. That is actually what's happening. But yes,
Fast 10 Part 2.
Well, yeah, because they're bringing Fast back to LA. They're bringing it back to its roots.
Mm-hmm.
You guys knew that, right?
The series that never ends.
Nope. Oh, that's not a theory. That's a guarantee.
So yeah, he did fight to end his contract early because he wanted to star in Dungeons and Dragons, and I guess the Russo brothers made a movie. He thought that those were going to propel his career in a way that Bridgerton wasn't, and he didn't just want to be a Bridgerton star. He wanted to be an action star. So he fought to get out of his contracts early, even though, you know, everyone's kind of built for a few seasons, and they knew that he was supposed to be in there for a very long time, but he wanted to do big budget movies. So he and his team fought to get him out of the contracts. So says this. And then he didn't do it didn't do anything. It didn't propel his career. And so now he is fighting to quote unquote rebuild his career. And I guess he's got a movie with Cate Blanchett coming out soon, but yeah,
that's where, you know, I know that this isn't actually how it went now looking at how the media portrays things, but I remember that's what they used to say about, and there's actually a good segue. This is what they used to say about Tobey Maguire. People were like, he didn't want to just be known as Spider-Man, but it's like, but you just did Spider-Man, like the most popular superhero arguably at this time. And so again, I don't know how much of that is actually true because like we look back and find out there's a lot more underling things that really went on, but I know that was the thing. I remember my mom was like, yeah, I heard they're not making another Spider-Man movie because like Tobey Maguire doesn't want to just be known as Spider-Man. For Reggie, that is crazy to do, to fight to get out of it early because you want to move on to bigger and better things rather than like, again, like build up that core fan base so that you do get propelled to do other things. But that segued only because I didn't realize it was going to be both weekends, but right now the extended cut for Spider-Man 2 is out in theaters. It was out in theaters this past weekend, and it's going to be in theaters again next weekend.
I didn't realize that they brought those back. I honestly, can I ask a dumb question that might get me in trouble?
No, go for it.
Why?
I think there's an anniversary or something like that.
Yeah, it was the anniversary of they needed money, so they put it out.
I just know. I mean, I've been seeing it a lot lately. Like the Saturday, I was at a Roll Bounce 20th anniversary party, so I understand that there's a lot that's happening right now, As far as, I mean,
so what's been going on a lot lately? So obviously we just saw the 50th anniversary of Jaws come out, and some of these other bigger movies are starting to get like
Brokeback
the
Mountain
bigger
got its 20th.
Correct. But now the problem is they're just putting like big move like Lawrence of Arabia, stuff like that. They're just trying to put things in right here in this middle area because there's nothing from like when the summer kind of ends and then like November, December, where people are like, oh my God, I have to go to the theater. They're bringing these in here to just keep theaters moving, keeping their box office moving, stuff like that, which Jordan, can I segue to the thing we talked about a second ago? Because it's a good portion to segue to because we're talking about studios making money.
You can, to add to your point, it's apparently Fathom fan favorites because it's Spider-Man, Indiana Jones: Last Crusade, Clueless, Sound of Music, Rocky IV. So yeah, it's just like you said, they're coming up with stuff to put things in theaters now.
The 70th anniversary.
What's the other thing?
So we all saw this going back and forth. We all talked about it not too long ago, where Warner Brothers was looking to be bought. That is so confused. Yeah, so it's Jordan and I are very confused on this because the earnings that were announced, Warner Brothers was the biggest company to make that much money. They beat everybody in money basically last year when it came to the movies, but yet they're being bought by Netflix and or Paramount.
Yeah, there's apparently up for bid, and I'm like, didn't we just have the HBO Max to back to HBO Max Discovery Warner merger? That's not a merger now. They've split things back up. What are we doing?
I don't know at this point, and I'm surprised that Netflix has the money to be able to do this. Like, I say that, but like,
because WB has more money than them, do they not?
I thought so.
It's caught up in taxes. A lot of it's caught up in taxes. Okay, allegedly
they had to write off Batgirl. You know what I'm saying?
Jordan, allegedly Warner Brothers is the biggest company. You know, blah blah blah.
That's what I'm saying. Like someone was like, "Aren't they big?"
It's a merger, or they're outright buying all of it.
Buying it. They're being.
They just said Warner Brothers is up for bid. But yeah, I would be curious to know.
Somebody saying bid.
Do they mean
bought?
Yeah, I was like, does that? I would take that as buying, but. Are they saying bid, but it's like for some of the properties or like some subsidiary
or some rights to it, like a part, or like a part of the board or something, like
joint venture or some shit?
Yeah, like what? I don't know. Money, business.
I'm very happy you joined the podcast today.
Who? What?
Jasmine, because out of nowhere she pulled the mic closer and it was just like, yeah, hello.
I'm awake now.
Because a little bit ago you were like this, and we were like, oh my God, yay! And then all of a sudden you pulled the mic in, and she was like, oh my God, let me tell you more about Bridgerton.
Well, because I was yelling about Bridgerton. I don't need the mic that close for me. I know the difference. I just
I feel you. That's what that's surrounding awareness right there. She said, you know what? I'm loud and animated. I'm gonna put it back here. But then, we want to get a little more intimate. We're going to bring the mic up close.
We're talking about Warner Brothers, talking about DC. We're talking about nothing.
Speaking of DC, this past episode of Peacemaker.
It was the controversial episode.
I'm going to leave. I'm going to
I do want to say.
We don't have to talk about it. If you haven't.
No. He's watched it. He's watched it. It's because of what it is. But no, so I did want to say that
so many upset people, by the way.
So many what?
Upset people.
There's a lot of people very upset. You know what I'm saying? There was a guy in my comments. I actually appreciated him in the hate comments because the way how I open my notifications, there's this, all I see are comments of people adding this one person and being like, at this person doing this, at this person is crashing out. And I'm like, there was someone who added them and put a picture of the guy talking to a brick wall. And then I found the person's comments. I mean, he had like 10 comments on my video just talking to himself of like, James Gunn didn't explain white privilege perfectly at all. And like, this is why this is made up. And y'all are just looking. And I was just like, and people, it was funny watching people come to my aid that I didn't ask for, of just like, this is the creator versus this commenter right now. And it was Lex Luthor holding the mug like what are you doing? Like, because I wasn't paying him any attention. It was But
is it just coming like for the hate, or were they trying to actually say something?
No, they were saying that like I was ignoring him. Like he was coming in there mad and I was just ignoring him. And I was like, yeah, because I didn't even know he was in here. But the thing that I really enjoyed, and I want to speak to, this is why to me week to week releases do still matter, and I prefer them much more, because it has allowed that space for, if you can't watch it all or you need to catch up, you have that time. It allows us to theorize, to have fun. We knew the reveal of Nazi Earth was coming.
Yes.
But still, the way that it was done and the payoff that was received was still very good. We got one of the best scenes that I think John Cena and Jennifer Holland have performed in that episode as well. It very much was still in the realm of the interview scene with Clark and Lois, like just dialogue, but still really good and captivating. And I really hope, I like that James Gunn seems to be like, I'm going to march to the tune of my own drum, despite what people say you should do, or is the trend, or what some people are like, I want to be able to binge it all the first night. I loved that we have known since episode 3 that this was Nazi Earth. Yeah. But it still had a great payoff. I mean, people are tired of me saying it, but the funniest thing to me was not even that Keith said a black. It was, one got out. Got out of where? Got out.
Or just like her walking down the street and just like, because
you just unplugged your mic.
Button. Hit the button.
Unplugged your mic or something.
That's why I don't hold this. That's
you're
why
good,
I don't hold this.
What
But like Adebayo just walking down the street, you know, like having people just stare at her like that. That's
like,
not.
Adebayo, no. Don't go
that's
outside.
Not, if you just take a still from that, and it's like there's a moment where she's walking down the street and there's just a white woman. Like, what is that phrase, Jordan? It's like a black person's never really alone. You're never really alone, because there's always
a white person watching.
There's always a white person watching you.
Man, they was mad at him. They was mad at him too. They was mad at him for being like, hey man, you know, it's really funny. I have all these friends pointing out the white privilege, and like people are so mad at them. I can't understand why.
Huh. Did you, because I know both of you have made videos about it. Did you find your videos falling into a certain section of the internet?
Yeah.
Jordan, like, yeah.
I got more initial comments than I think I've ever gotten on even some of what I feel like. I didn't feel like what I made was a controversial video. All I said was James Gunn tackled white privilege perfectly, because the argument people have, unfortunately, is that they think when you try to call out white privilege, they're like, oh, but I'm not racist. This was showing you being racist and having white privilege are not like always one and the same, because Chris absolutely abhors his father's beliefs. He hates what he was raised on, but that did not stop him from being unable to see outside of a lens revolving around himself. What
about you, Adam?
Sorry, I was like super far away from the mic. I think it did a really good job talking about the white privilege, like you said, but also that other side of the white privilege blindness, right? Where people are very much like aware of wrong and all that stuff and everything and like all this, but then like sit there and be like, oh, I people in the comments be like, oh, I didn't even notice that there weren't white people, but when I knew something was wrong with something else, or that there weren't minorities there, that I noticed there was something else, like something else was wrong. And I was like,
they didn't notice that it was only white people until Adebayo was walking down the street. They didn't notice until there was something different there, and that's a fucking problem.
Or they were also like Chris, where they noticed once Harcourt was like, something's off. Because that's what killed me. Those flags have been there every time that motherfucker's been to Argus.
Yeah, but it's like that.
It unlocks this way, right, Jordan? Said something.
The little flag at your desk, the little American flag at your desk, right? What is that a miniature of?
The big flag that's floating around all
bitch
over.
Flying out front of Argus? You missed the giant swastika sitting outside?
That's what I'm saying. That man has been doing saves all across the world in this earth, and you didn't notice that big flag. There's somewhere that it was at full mast, a big old someone riding around with it on a truck. and that motherfucker ain't. My biggest thing is your best friend is a queer black woman. How did you not notice you didn't see a version of her anywhere?
It's the blindness. There's a show. Sorry, did you have a question there, Adam?
He said
just
it.
Halen, you just practicing? Is that what's happening?
No, he said it. It was the blindness. And then he was like, the blindness. I was like, never mind.
Never mind. Yeah. There's a show on Apple TV and it's called, and this is a slight segue, but it's no, it's not that. It's
Apple TV. I love Apple TV.
It's Apple TV, but it's the morning show, and it's Reese Witherspoon, and have you seen this? It's Reese Witherspoon, and it's Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston.
Aniston.
Are you talking about the first season?
I'm talking about the first and the second. I'm just, but it's that blindness. So Steve Carell, right? I'm getting the names right.
Yes.
So Steve Carell plays this news anchor who gets, and this is not spoiler, the show's been out since 2021 because they even did like a pandemic thing.
Yeah.
But Steve Carell plays this news anchor who sexually abuses, assaults, manipulates, but he doesn't know. In his mind, he's thinking that he's consensually sleeping with his coworkers and it's all fine and dandy. Come to light, like, all of these coworkers are coming out being like, hey, you are in a position of power. This was not okay. We thought that, that we were going to advance our career. And the fact that you didn't give us an opportunity to say no. And when we went to the big wigs to be like, hey, I think I was just sexually assaulted by your main actor who's been doing this for 20 years. Even the big wigs are like, well, I just thought you wanted to be our head news correlator. Like, this is not a problem, right? It's not a problem because you're getting an advance, right? And so they just kept brushing it under the rug. There is a scene later on where Jennifer goes to him and she's like, you need to understand, you sexually assaulted these women. You cannot sit here and he's like, I don't understand. Like, help me, educate me because I want to be better and I just don't see it. And he's crying. This man is physically crying because he can't, he's so attuned to people telling him, you are in power, you are above, you are a good person, you are the head news anchor, America loves you, you can do no wrong. He's had this rhetoric for the last 20 years. He thinks that these women are coming to his room at night, not because they need a shoulder to cry on or a friend, but because obviously they want to sleep with you. So finally, when he's being canceled by the world, when they're calling him out on his behavior, he just doesn't get it because he's like, you're an adult. It's not clocking to you. You're an adult he's like, you're an adult. You're a consenting adult who, if you didn't want this, you could have said no. Why didn't you say no? Why did you allow me to treat you like that if you didn't like it? And it's just the way that this show captures that Me Too moment or that white man privilege and blindness of like, I don't understand how this is wrong is just so you almost feel for them. It's just insane. But I digress. But like that same feeling of like everyone in this Nazi town thinks that this is the right way to handle this, to do this. And how fucking scary is that when your privilege actually has power?
Oof. And James is crazy because obviously he worked on this before life started going the way that it's going right now. But it certainly seems like very juxtaposed to how life is actually going right now.
It's interesting too, because like I don't know if you guys are plan on watching that One Battle After Another in a new Leonardo DiCaprio film, but it's the same thing. That man, the director, it's like TPP, it's like the something Patrick something, the director. He wrote and directed it, and he spent 20 years writing that script. It is truly. It was almost as if he wrote it yesterday. It correlates crazy. Well to the world at large and what's happening. But I mean, if you think about it, nothing's really changed. The fact that he could write this 20 years ago and it still correlates so succinctly to the way that society is today is impressive and incredibly petrifying.
All at the same time. Because it really makes you sit and say, we have not progressed as far as anybody tries to pretend that we do. I would have said in like 2012, 2013, I felt like we were progressing very well. And I think it became very apparent to me in like 2016 that I was like, we've not come as far as I thought. I think I talked to Adam about this a few weeks back. It was when everything first happened with Kirk. But like seeing some of the people I know in real life who I grew up with their kids, and I know that they like, some of them see me as another one of their children, but it's like to change their profile pic of like, what Charlie Kirk would have said was the world needs a little more Jesus. And I was like, I don't understand how you visibly only know of the times he talked about Christianity, but you don't know the times where he talked about how Martin Luther King wasn't actually this great person, or that civil rights was a mistake. Like I don't, and it goes back to, I do understand. Sometimes I think algorithmically we are just fed to an echo chamber. I'm not saying that absolves anyone, because I was listening to Kev on Stage talk about, speaking of which, sorry, shameless plug, shout out Kev on Stage, his new book, Successful Failure. I have been reading it. It has been helping me. So, what's up?
That's not what you're supposed to be reading.
You know what? There's a thing about
get back to your smut.
There's a thing about that too that I'd love to talk to you about. But what's it called? What was I saying?
Kev's book, Echo Chamber.
Oh, he said that like for him, he obviously has a lot of churchy people. There was a lot of like black people he grew up with who had no purview. He says no purview because he's like, I don't understand how. But they had no purview of like his view of Charlie Kirk. They only knew about the like religious side and all this stuff. And he was like, I am convinced that sometimes maybe your algorithm really just don't feed you that type of stuff. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's scary. The internet connects us all, but at the same time, we've never been further apart. It's kind of insane. And to segue slightly into the book thing that I would love to hear your opinion on, Jasmine. This might feel a little dicey.
That's okay. Adam's in this
but he hasn't, I don't know if he's seen about this either, but I would assume you would have since you've read the books. This goes back to when we talk about, you know, boycotting movements and everything. And like we've all talked about how we have to kind of really pick and choose. So after we made that post about Sarah J. Maas, I actually got reached out to by someone in my real life and was like, you do know that she's a Zionist who used Breonna Taylor's death to promote her book. And I was like, huh? And so I was like, so I researched it real quick, just a quick search. My personal opinion of what I saw of when this book cover was announced and she supposedly used Breonna Taylor's death seemed more to me like she had her cover announcement that was probably already scheduled. And because of what was going on in life, she said, oh, by the way, remember this stuff is going on. Make sure you vote. I did not get the sentiment that a lot of people were saying. And the Zionist part, I'm like, I can't corroborate that either because I need to look further into that. But I looked it up real quick and I didn't see anything that seemed very much what I would categorize as Zionist. So for a quick second,
there's a lot of that. There is a lot of that going around of like canceling book people, and there are some that absolutely, like there's like Colleen Hoover, if you really look at the deep dark, just the shit that she does, and especially with all of the like Justin Baldoni and all that kind of stuff, like
right.
There are reasons to cancel certain authors. People have been trying to cancel Sarah J. Maas for a very, very long time, and do with it what you will. I mean, you can, for whether being a Zionist, whether for this Breonna Taylor, I also don't agree with the Breonna Taylor stuff. I think that she was trying to raise awareness, and it just
that's why I wanted your opinion, because I was like, I'm sure, because I looked at it was 2021. I was like, I'm sure Jasmine knows about this.
Here's the thing, though. The way that I look at it is this book, specifically the book that you're reading right now, the Akatar, she wrote that shit when she was 16. I'm reading a book by a 16-year-old. This is what I am reading.
Let's talk about context and nuance, right? That's the thing that always bothers me is like, because everyone's like, well, you can also see these themes in her books. But if you take the context that she wrote this when she was 16, can we stop holding her to the accountability of possible like nuances that she put in? Because again, maybe she was very ultra nationalist things in her purview that influenced her. So I'll go ahead and say this.
Thing. Well, it's the same thing. I do not like J.K. Rowling. I will not like J.K. Rowling ever. Harry Potter and the world of Harry Potter is ours. It is
extended far beyond her. It is extended far beyond her.
I will not give her any money. I'm not going to watch the HBO show. I still got a wand. I've got my cloak. I've got all of those things. I've got Harry Potter books still here because those characters in that world matters to me. Right. But I will not be supporting J.K. Rowling. Like, that is so, because I will not support a transphobe and a bigot. That's just not something I'm going to do. It's just, but I hear you and I see you, and at that point, make your own conscious decision. You know, if someone comes at you like that, thank you for informing me. I've done the research on my own. I will, you know, I appreciate what these books, you know.
I was like, hey, I'm going to have to look into that because I didn't know about this. But then, again, like I said, when I looked into it, it was one of those things of, my conscious choices, I don't agree with whatever, because I'm like, no one can, like, nothing that I could find in some quick research could someone explain to me or was explaining how it came off that way. So it was very interesting. I just love to have those conversations about accountability and stuff with y'all, because I was thoroughly confused, and because again, the only reason I even really gave credence was that, okay, someone in my like actual real life just texted me. So like, this might be a big deal. Again, I now don't agree with her. And I'm like, you just don't have to be mad when you see me post about it. Cause like, just be mad. Just be mad. I love you, but just to be fair, I'll go ahead and say it. People probably don't want me to admit this one. Adam's going to be like, Jordan, don't do it. I didn't understand the Starbucks boycott. At one point,
I can explain. That one I can explain.
No, but I get it now. But at first, what I was told about it was built around not the truth. It was like someone made a take and it went viral, kind of similar to this thing. I feel like someone said, this feels like she used Breonna Taylor's death. It went viral, caught traction, and people went on it.
And for the Starbucks, finding just other things.
For the Starbucks, when people first told me to boycott, they were like, Starbucks donates privately to Israel. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. Then when I researched it, I was like, I found out that wasn't true. And I was just like, huh? Why are we, can we build the movement around the truth and the right things?
Information. I think if it's really something that needs to be like, I just need the proper information. I need to know what's going on. But Adam, you've been quiet for a while. Anything going on in the music world?
Oh, I mean, there was a big announcement.
There's always a couple things going on. Currently, actually, that's while you guys were talking about things that don't have coloring in it. So I think
you were looking at tickets, weren't you?
I was looking up things about this. There's fun little memes of people vomiting, breaking phones, breaking TVs.
Oh my god!
Because everyone's crashing out because this year's Super Bowl halftime show will be in Spanish. So suck it.
The entire thing's gonna be in Spanish.
Oh yeah,
that Puerto Rican love no music in
English. The in case anyone, the biggest streamed artist in 3 years, bigger than Taylor, bigger than Beyonce, bigger than whoever you want to put globally. Bad Bunny was announced last night for doing the halftime show for the Super Bowl. It is going to be at Levi Stadium in San Francisco, and I cannot wait. Bay Area, baby, and I hope he brings every single person. And Jasmine, as a Puerto Rican, I know you will get this. I hope there is nothing but light blue, red, white, and red, white flags and black and white flags.
I like the emphasis on light blue.
Light blue.
Light blue.
I want them to be light blue, red and white, or black and white.
If they was mad at Kendrick, they about to be
the Super Bowl
sick of them.
Throwing up middle fingers to everyone. They said, we do not care.
Well, it's funny.
Do not care.
So in case, I guess, I know Jordan might know this, and Jasmine, I think you kind of know this. So it got bought out a while ago because Pepsi's contract was over. who was doing the halftime shows now. So it's Apple and Rock Nation. Rock Nation obviously being Jay-Z. So, and when you do the halftime show at the Super Bowl, you do not get paid. You pay to do it.
Biggest advertisement
Apple, right? World. Apple and them said, "Hey, here's what we want to do," and the NFL said, "Okay." And here's your halftime show. Your halftime show is a Puerto Rican raised freaking reggaeton legend at this point who wants to just sit there and show love. This man, I'm going to go on a rant now. This man just got done with a residency in Puerto Rico and his home country. He put almost $1 billion back into his island.
Nice.
Who else does that? Everyone goes to Vegas. They wanted him to do a residency in Vegas. And he said, no, I want the money, go home. I want it to be with my people. And I watched the Una Mas last show they did on Amazon Music. It was, I cried. It was gorgeous.
I love that. My brother, for his birthday yesterday. So while I was at the con, him and my other friend, Rosemary, my best friend and my brother went to a tattoo shop. They got a little heart guy with hands and it had like, it was like you are or something, whatever the 4 letters for Bad Bunny is. But it was like his little character, his little heart character guy on his album. I don't know who it is, but he got that tattooed. Both of them got it tattooed on their thigh. And they came over to my house to have his little birthday party. As they were showing off the tattoo, and it's like a thickum on the thigh. As they're showing off the tattoo, Bad Bunny was announced. And the way these two freaked the fuck out. But the love for him is just, and mind you, my brother doesn't speak a lick of Spanish. My brother does not speak Spanish at all. The way that he loved Bad Bunny is he listened, another one of his friends was like, hey, I think you're really going to like Bad Bunny. He then translated the lyrics and fell in love with Bad Bunny that way. He's learning Spanish just so that he can truly appreciate Bad Bunny.
Yeah, and you guys know, I mean, obviously, you know why I'm into the Spanish culture and Latin culture and stuff like that.
You know, he might be a juxtaposed.
Yeah, it might be my thing. So, but like the way I talk about Karol is the same thing. Karol G is one of the largest superstars in the world globally, and she sold out every single football stadium in the U.S. Do you know who else has done that? None. No other Latina ever in the history of Latin music has ever done such a thing. She was in talks to possibly do it as well. Like, this is a cultural phenomenon that is happening with Latin music, and it's the same way that I talk about her. I have people hit me up and they're like, tell me songs I need to know. I want to know more about Karol. And I gave them a list of things, and they're like learning Spanish to understand it. And I tell everyone all the time, I don't understand Spanish all the way. There's different dialects. You got the Puerto Rican, you've got the Dominican, you've got like
that, like the slang within it, like the proper versus like your cousin talking to you and yelling at you. Like it's.
I could walk into a Puerto Rican place and be like, "Yo, que lo que?" and they're like, "Huh?" I mean, obviously everyone knows que lo que, but like, it's different. So like, I just tell everyone all the time, like, you don't have to understand it to feel it. Very similar to our Peacemaker conversation of, you need to listen with your ears, not your eyes.
You know what? It's like Wicked. Don't look at me with your eyes. Look at me with theirs. Ooh, you're welcome.
We're just tying together all of
We were here. And then she just went, you know what?
No, and then I was like, oh, no. Wicked. You're welcome.
I don't act like you're not excited about Wicked.
A new trailer is glad. It's phenomenal.
Someone said they're showing us the whole movie, though. I haven't watched except for the first trailer.
The whole movie. Not only did they show us the whole movie, they showed us imaginary shit that's not even part of the movie. It's insane. But make sure you guys tune in to NBC on November 6th for One Wicked Night.
Did you go?
It'll be great. I did go.
Okay.
I did go. I'm a little unhappy about it, though. I'm a little unhappy. Only because, like, I never got a lookbook. I never got, like, what I'm supposed to wear. And I guess they sent out a lookbook to everyone. Universal did. So I was emailing. I was like, hey, is it okay if I show up in cosplay? Because I had no idea. I was like, oh, this is really cute. Like, I thought it was, like, a cute little quick thing. Showed up in full fucking Elphaba. Walked up the stairs to go to the Dolby Theater and saw that everyone was in formal fucking ball gowns and was like, what the fuck?
Just like, what the fuck, bro?
So what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? And in my mind, I was like, I've got a bunch of ball gowns in my car just on hand for such an occasion, but I still would be in green face.
Yeah.
Like, I still would be fucking green. And I'm like, this is some bullshit. And then I had to be in that for 6 hours. But my problem is like, I had really great seats in the front, but because I was in green face, they put me in the back. Cause I guess there's a gimmick that's going to happen in the show with someone who has not good green face. And there's like a moment with her and Cynthia, and I had to move because my makeup looked too good.
Dang. They were like, we don't want to.
How you just said that, and how like
on point
to the back kind of was to the whole
get to the back.
Back it up. No, people I follow actually, she was bugging out because she said that they sent an email saying the dress attire and all that stuff and everything, and she had to find a dress that day.
I never got that email.
Yeah.
I never got that email. And it was really bothersome because someone was like, yeah, they sent a whole lookbook. I was like, I didn't fucking get that.
Yeah, that's what she was talking about, this lookbook thing. And I was like,
that's the most frustrating thing I hear for both of y'all is like, because Adam goes through it in a different way, but it's like, that's got to be the most frustrating thing of like, again, we as creators are expected to like on point. Jasmine, you know, after San Diego, they were like, where's your video for this? And it's like, brother, it's still Con Day 3.
It was there. Did like, we not tell you this, Adam? So we had, I like, obviously San Diego Comic-Con, I've got a bunch of people met, like bunch of brands and studios being like, hey, come visit us. And mind you, Jordan and I already had a fucking stack schedule. There were things that I had invited Jordan to. There were things Jordan had on his own. There were things that I was being paid for. And I don't even think that particular brand was one of the ones that was paying. I don't think so. But we went to their installation, and I think it was even like that afternoon.
It was like that. Hey, by the way, when is your? It happened to another creator we know too. Another creator had posted in their close friends. They was like, y'all, the con ain't even over yet. Chill.
But they were like, I need a second. People to know we're here. Okay, then you should have sent me assets ahead of time.
That's the conversation Jordan and I have been having lately about like New York, because we've got some work to do in New York, and it's like, the Wi-Fi sucks. So even if I was going to do work, I can't really do much. So the nice thing with New York, at least, as compared to like San Diego or LA, I can go 2 feet outside across the street and there's like a coffee shop or something with Wi-Fi that I can work or something.
They've got a creator space, I thought, that they made. Didn't they make like a little influencer area for us to do our
They've
content?
got like a fucking iPhone 3 as a hotspot over there for that Wi-Fi. It's still trash. So
also, I don't think I was allowed in it. I don't remember that.
Yes, like I don't. I do agree. I get both sides of it, right? Because if I'm a company, because I'm a company, and so like I've worked for huge companies before, and I've done things like this where I'm like, hey, we need this now. I need to do this, blah blah blah, like so I can get it out and get it whatever. And it's like that should have been in the instructions of like once you filmed it, and it's say like, so I have an interview to do on Friday at like 11:30. If they tell me they need the content like at 12:30. They've never said that yet. So like I need to know so I can figure out what I'm going to do.
So I can sit my ass down after the interview and edit that shit up right there on the floor. But
and I just feel like for your situation, Jasmine, it's like, yeah, like you look ass out and you look like you're unprepared or you didn't do what you were supposed to, but it's like someone didn't send you what you needed. That's what I will say. To give a little behind the curtain for me, when I did the recent post with Sony Pictures, that lady was wonderfully receptive. At one point, I was like, I am so sorry if I'm spamming you a lot. I just want to make sure all this is right. And she was like, no, this is great. I love your communication. We want to make sure that everything is as great as possible for you on your end too. And that is how it should be. And I really hate when I hear for y'all, it's like for Jasmine, it's like all someone had to do was send you the email with a lookbook. Hey, here's ideas for what you should come as.
I sent Universal and Sony 15 fucking messages asking them every goddamn detail. And I even over the weekend prior, because I think this is on Monday, on Friday, I was like, hey, just double checking what the wardrobe is. I'm thinking about coming in cosplay. Is it okay? They're like, you're good to go. Whatever you want to wear is great. I said, okay, I am just double and triple fucking checking before I spend 3 hours doing green face.
Green makeup.
Is this appropriate? Am I going to get in trouble? Is there going to be anything? I haven't heard anything about the costumes. And I'm literally saying, I have heard nothing about wardrobe or costumes. Is this okay? Let me ask the team over at Universal. So now they're going and double checking through Universal to make sure. And at no point did they ever tell me anything about wardrobe or attire. And I'm just like flabbergasted. And mind you, This was something, and I've already mentioned to both of you, and if you are a good friend of me, you know this. I will not do fan pits. I thought I was being invited to this as a guest with a fucking ticket, and they, under the rug, fucking turned it into a cattle call fan pit. I had to stand there. I got there at 2:30. Show didn't start till 6. And I should have known then, because I thought it was one of those, like, I go and I pick up my ticket and I come back later. Like, I thought it was one of those things. No. I had to sit there in a fucking room and wait. I mean, mind you, you could have left and gone back and, like, eaten and whatever. But the second I got there in green face, it was a, hey, you guys have to be in this room. I'm separating you guys by different colors. We're going to line you guys up. And now this is 3 hours before the event. We're going to sit you guys down and have you ready to go. And I was just like, you guys tricked me. You fucking tricked me. You tricked me. And it was one of those, like, class.
That's like one of your rules. Like, you have not done one of those since, what, 2022, 2023?
Thor Love and Thunder.
No, Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah. She was like, I won't do this again. And
She
it's
did it
not
for
to,
Thor Love and
again,
Thunder,
not
though,
to
if I remember.
discredit. What?
I think she did it for Thor Love and Thunder too, right? Like that was the same situation.
Wasn't that before?
I think that movie was before. That was
It
in the
was
summer.
before, but I want to make sure. Like I think
Well,
you
yeah.
with
That
a
was
friend
my
of ours.
first. That was my first one, and then
Right.
I did Wakanda Forever, and I was like, I'll never.
And
again.
it's not to discredit if you are doing fan pit. It is just, again, for what we are trying to do and trying to be. We are trying to build credibility to be with the media, with coverage, with influencer marketing. And it is very, with people whose job it is to just kind of organize these things, they maybe aren't necessarily going to be like you can't just be like, do you know who I am? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, they're just geared to like, all right, this, I got to get my job done. And so they're not really thinking about the fact that like, hey guys, like I didn't come here as like a,
you
prop,
told me I was going to
like
be there
some
as
fans.
press.
Yeah.
You told me I was going to be
It's
there
very
as press
different.
and turn me into a prop, and I don't like that because you know that regardless I have a ticket, and so I'm gonna do coverage, and I get that it's a privilege, but it's just not what you told me the expectations were. And at the same time, I know there's still people that are going to be like, well, at least you got to go. It's a privilege and it's an honor. And I'm not disputing that. This was a great privilege and I had fun being that close to all these celebrities. But the difference is I don't idolize these people. That's not something that is wonderful for me. I'm going there as press. I'm going there as a moment in time so that I can spread the word to you guys. And in order to do my job efficiently, I want to have all my tools. I want to know exactly what it is that I'm doing so that I can give you what you need. And I just don't think that was set up successfully for me to feel good about what I was doing. But that's all. But we've been talking for like an hour. Is there any other subjects you guys want to talk about before we end this podcast? Adam, you said like 6 things. But what he said mattered.
I'm good. I didn't.
He's too busy looking at Super Bowl tickets. I already know. He's thinking about it.
I see it.
He thinking about. As soon as I saw Adam,
okay,
I was like,
if me and Jer spend the night at Jasmine's, it's only a 4-hour drive to San Diego.
Nah, that's not happening. No, I
never let Jer leave.
Yeah, I know. No, you guys got on like the book stuff and everything else and all that stuff, and I didn't have a lot to say this week. All the shows I've watched are over. We had the finale for
what the Chief Awards is done.
Yeah, it was done 2 weeks ago. Finale was fantastic.
How many episodes was that? Like 6?
No, it was 10, if I remember correctly.
Really?
Something like that.
Like that went by so fast. I did not realize.
I feel like you were talking about that pilot just a little bit ago.
Yeah,
Did you start watching it late?
No. It was a 2-episode premiere, and then it was 10 episodes. I want to say it was. It was
9
like 8
weeks. That's 9 weeks.
8 to 10 episodes. Roughly.
I don't know when 9 weeks went by. That's some bullshit.
That's incredible. I mean, we have done more than 9 podcasts, so I'm not.
So that happened. Then we had the finale for Alien Earth. That was a disappointment. Wild disappointment.
I didn't mean to. It started off so good, and I just keep hearing from people that it kind of trailed off.
Everyone was talking about that show, like it was the second coming.
I loved a lot of what I saw, but then like everything I complained about and like the 10% I didn't like ended up going to 100% in the final episode, and I just wanted to scream.
How are you guys feeling about Gen V?
Not watching it, to be fair. I'll tell you the truth. I don't care.
My issue.
Careful with your mouth, Jordan.
No,
Careful.
to answer you,
that contract.
I've watched I've only been able to watch 2 episodes. So like I hate that I'm behind, but there's so much out right now and so much good media and so much attempts to make the videos that I want to make, do the coverage on what's current, be dad.
And what's wild to me is we are about to end this podcast and we're gonna end it. But not once did y'all talk about Marvel Zombies. Insane.
You know why?
You want to know the truth?
Everybody posted the fucking end 2 hours after it dropped. So it's like, what purpose do I need to watch? Also, guys, I get it. I get Marvel Zombies started and left an open-ended thing. But the thing is, it's the Infinity Saga again. They just keep milking the Infinity Saga. And that's what I feel like Doomsday is turning into. Let's go run it back.
Run it back. Quick. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke,
I did hear there were good things when it came to Marvel Zombies, but it's just one of those things. I did not have time, and everyone spoiled the end because they dropped all. Also, why did Marvel Zombies get so much more marketing than Ironheart and Eyes of Wakanda, huh?
Woo!
Let's talk about that. Let's have a real conversation. I saw more marketing for Marvel Zombies dropping all 4 episodes on day 1 than I ever saw for Ironheart.
Yep.
Let's talk about it. Yep. Let's have a conversation. I just want to know.
And on that note, guys, we are the Media Emcees. Please make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Make sure you follow us individually as well, because no one ever mentions that when they do the endings. I feel good today, though. We are going to be... we might have one more podcast, or we might be prepping for New York Comiccon. That's TBD. But if not, we're going to do our best to try to meet up and even do like a mini something or other while we're at New York Comiccon. Hopefully, we'll see you guys there. If not, too bad. Anyway, hasta pasta, guys.
She remembered hasta pasta.